Hello and welcome everyone to the simply magnificent Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace in Sao Paulo, Brazil, for what promises to be a truly electrifying third round of the 1990 Formula One World Championship. We've seen absolute dominance from Williams so far. Nigel Mansell and Riccardo Patrese have been in a class of their own, but this is Ayrton Senna's home turf, and McLaren have fast tracked their new MP4 7A here to try and challenge that Williams juggernaut. We're expecting an incredible atmosphere from the passionate Brazilian crowd today. On the grid, from the back, we have the Ligio of Eric van der Poel and Giovanni Amati, Paul Belmondo, Aguri Suzuki, Mauricio Gugelmin. Then comes Olivier Grillard, Stefano Modena and Mika Boatsen, Johnny Herbert, Carl Wendling, Michel Alboreto, Andrea De Cesaris and JJ Leto, Christian Fittipaldi, Eric Comas, Pierluigi Martini and Gianni Morbidelli. Then up front, a strong midfield with Ivan Capelli, Gerd Berger, John Alesi and Michael Schumacher, who was on the podium last time out. And then the second row, Martin Brundle in the Benetton, a strong fourth, alongside the Williams of Riccardo Patrese in third. And then the front row, the home hero, the three-time world champion, Ayrton Senna in second, and on pole position, the man in absolutely sensational form, Nigel Mansell in his Williams. This promises to be an absolute thriller, James. Lights out and away we go. An incredible start. The Williams cars absolutely bolt off the line. Mansell and Patrese are away like a shot. But Senna's McLaren seemed to hesitate. That's a crucial start for the home hero. Not what he needed at all. Can he recover? Remarkably, Senna has just about held on to third place. What a save. And look at Brundle right there in fourth. That Benetton is looking very strong indeed. He's right on Senna's tail. What a start for him. Nigel Mansell is already pulling away from Riccardo Patrese. It's the two Williams cars, once again leading the pack in a class of their very own. Oh, the sheer power of their 4-1B! This is what everyone feared. James, another runaway victory for the Williams.
No, Murray, look at that. The Williams just walks away from the McLaren on the straight. It's got more grunts, simple as that. Senna can try all he likes in the corners, but the sheer horsepower advantage is clear.
Brundle is absolutely sniffing a chance to overtake Senna. What a magnificent battle for second and third place. Senna under incredible pressure from Martin Brundle. Brundle is right there, side by side, almost into the corner. The crowd is on its feet, James. What a fantastic fight this is developing into. And while that's going on, Senna is still hounding Patrese. He knows the Williams is quicker, but Senna is relentlessly searching for any tiny crack in Patrice's defence. Vintage Senna. James!
Yes, well, it's a good drive from Senna, considering the McLaren is clearly inferior, but Brundle's looking quite sharp. He's been unlucky this season, hasn't he? Needs to finish this one if he can get past Senna. That would be a very strong statement, showing he's got the talent everyone knows he has.
Head of Senna, who has Brundle breathing down his neck. Alesi, Capelli, Schumacher, Berger round out the top 8. Schumacher! The young German, he's just sliced past Ivan Capelli. That's a great move for 6th place. And Berger is through as well. Capelli has been relegated to 8th. The Ferraris are struggling out there. Ladies and gentlemen, Mansell is still imperious at the front. The lead car is absolutely unique, except for the one behind it, which is identical. But the battle for second, third and fourth remains absolutely captivating. Senna, Patrese and Brundle are practically glued together. Mansell leads Patrese by over 4 seconds. Senna is third, Brundle fourth. Alesi, Schumacher, Berger, Capelli make up the top 8. On Alesi, what a move by the young Benetton driver. And Berger follows him through. Alesi demoted. Oh, Honda, he's immediately taken Schubert to that McLaren. Honda has some grunt after all. What a double overtake. Absolutely breathtaking action there. Morbidelli again. He's just put a super move on Money for 9th. That's a feisty drive from the Minardi today. He's really showing some pace. Mansell is absolutely sailing away. Patrese still second with Senna and Brundle locked in combat for third and fourth. Separated by mere tenths. Berger is 5th, Schumacher 6th, Alesi 7th, then Capelli, Morbidelli, Martini rounding out the top 10. Comas through on Fittipaldi, great move. Fittipaldi immediately back. Oh, and Leto takes advantage, passing Comas for 12th. That's an exciting 3-way battle for 11th, isn't it, James? Leto is through on Fittipaldi for 11th. Back at the front, Senna's absolutely right on the gearbox of Patrese. He is desperate to get into second place for his home crowd. The tension is immense.
Senna really needs this for his pride, for the team, and for this Brazilian crowd. It's all about getting second now.
Secatiakis. Hey, I'm all white, I'm a era, I tell Senna, I ask no one to hear pa. Oh, and the Cesaris is off. The Lidgy in the bays, yelling sling weaver, and the Chuck Kinnan has just slipped past as he went off. What an incident! Another accident. Aguri Suzuki is off the track. The footwork is out. More yellow flags. This race is getting absolutely chaotic in the midfield. James.
It's a fine line between brilliance and disaster. De Cesaris, well, he's just De Cesaris, isn't he? Never really understood the concept of finishing the race as a primary objective. A bit of a liability if you ask me. Shame really has moments of speed. Senna's defending hard.
Because I Specicator he's regained second place from Senna. Oh, the disappointment for the home crowd. The Williams power just too much on that long main straight, James. Places erupting between Michel Alboreto and Mika Kinnan. They're trading blows side by side.
Alboreto's always been a tough nut.
He's done it! The Finn gets past Alboreto for 14th. He's reclaimed the position. What a fantastic display of determined driving from the Italian. And Kinnan will have to try again. Welcome back, and what a phenomenal race this is proven to be. Mansell is still utterly dominant, but the rest of the field is putting on an absolute spectacle. The Interlagos circuit is delivering true Formula One entertainment today.
The car in front is 2 laps behind.
We're hearing reports of some incidents in the midfield. Yellow flags are flying in various sectors. It seems to be getting a bit messy out there.
Well, what do you expect? It's a tight, bumpy circuit. People get impatient when they're not in a Williams.
Oh, Gruden is off. The tyre is in the wall. And Ace Kinnan immediately back on him. They're still battling for that 14th position. Morbidelli. The Minardi is out of the race. That's a real shame for him. He was having such a strong run in the points. Fittipaldi again. He's just wrestled 11th place back from Leto. This is a fantastic personal duel between these two young drivers.
Fittipaldi is showing a lot of fight, isn't he? He's determined to get those points. Morbidelli, that's a real shame. He was driving well, and that Minardi was actually looking quite respectable. Just shows how brutal this sport can be.
In Grand Prix, we are rapidly approaching the closing stages of this incredible race. Nigel Mansell is sailing towards another dominant victory, but the fight for the remaining podium spots is still absolutely on. And let's talk about Martin Brundle. He's holding a very strong 4th place. This would be his first points of the season. James, a truly vital result. Medina takes Herbert for 18th. Mansell by a huge margin. Patrese, Senna, Brundberger, Schumacher the points. Leto and Fittipaldi are still fighting intensely for 10th and 11th. What a race.
Patrese seems to have settled for second, not really challenging. Senna, well, he's done all he can, but that McLaren just isn't quick enough. Brundle is impressive. He really needed this result after his rotten luck. Shows what he can do in a good car, even if it's not a Williams. Schumacher's looking good for a solid points finish, but Berger just pipped him. The midfield is a bit of a lottery, as usual. Accidents, people dropping out, it's tough out there. You've got to feel for the drivers not in the top teams.
Aguri Suzuki's footwork is in pieces. That's a big shunt. Thankfully, he seems to be all right, but the car is certainly not a very expensive day for the team.
Yes, well, it's a shame. But sometimes you just don't have the car underneath you, and you push too hard. It happens. You're only as good as your machinery, aren't you?
Leto, he's just taken 10th. Oh, he's moved up the order as cars retire, hasn't he? What an astute driver, seeing the gaps appear in the field. Nigel Mansell is on his final lap. James, what an absolutely sensational performance. He has completely dominated this race from start to finish. 20 points from South Africa, 20 points from Mexico, and now surely another 10 points right here in Brazil. This championship is becoming a Mansell masterclass. He's rounding the final corners. The crowd is on its feet, roaring. The sheer power, the sheer perfection, that Williams. He's through the final chicane, heading for the checkered flag. What a season this is for the Lion. Alright, you two are here. My tar, you don't let me down. Alright, don't let bother of all. Don't hang up, help me, I'll say something.
Well, that was rather inevitable, wasn't it? He's in a class of his own. If he continues like this, the championship will be over by mid-season. No one else has an answer to that, Williams. It's almost boring, really, if you're not a Williams fan. Mansell deserves it, he's driving superbly, but it makes for rather predictable racing at the front.
And Riccardo Patrese crosses the line for second. Another Williams 1-2, and Alan Senna takes third. A podium for the home hero. And Martin Brundle finishes fourth, his first points.
Brundle needed that. A solid drive, kept his head down, avoided the carnage. Good result for Benetton too. Shows he can perform when the car stays together.
Gerhard Berger, a very solid fifth place for McLaren. And Michael Schumacher crosses the line in sixth. Another strong points finish for the youngster.
So Mansell with a perfect score. Patrese consistent. Senna did well considering the car, but still a long way off. Brundle a good showing finally. Schumacher showing his raw speed. It's clear that Williams is in a league of their own. Everyone else is just trying to pick up the pieces. Active suspension has fundamentally changed the pecking order. If McLaren can sort their new car, maybe they can challenge later, but for now it's the Mansell show. It's going to be a long season for everyone else if this continues, Murray.